Welcome back to Cheddar, everyone. Only 20% of head coaches at the top 65 college football programs in the country are non-white. One of those 13 coaches, Maryland's Mike Locksley, is looking to change that. Locksley creating the National Coalition of Minority Football Coaches in an effort to prepare, promote, and produce candidates that can make the coaching ranks. Locksley joins us now to discuss this further. Coach, great to have you here with us today. Let's dive right in, if we may. The national football scene right now, as we think across the biggest challenge that minority football coaches are facing when it comes to landing jobs at the top collegiate programs, what comes to mind for you and how can we change that?
Well, I think the big thing, Brad, is opportunity. That's the one area that when we formed the coalition, our goal was to try to create and remove some of the roadblocks that we haven't been able to overcome with just being able to have the opportunity to get these jobs. We have so many qualified minority candidates that have trained their entire careers for these opportunities. And what the coalition wants to do is the three pillars of it is to prepare, promote, and produce the next level of coaches or head coaches to reach and obtain the jobs that they really want, they want and that they prepared to do for their careers.
Tell us about who's partnering with you on this coalition.
I mean, we've obviously, our board of directors are all people that believe in the mission and vision of the coalition. I use my Rolodex of people that have kind of served as mentors in my journey to being a head coach again. Guys like Nick Saban, who I worked for at Alabama, Mike Tomlin, who I came into this business with, Bill Polian, who's successful former general manager, Chris Greer, current general manager of the Dolphins, Debbie Yao, a pioneer in college athletics for women, who came in and kind of broke the mold for women, Desiree Reed over at UNLV, Rick Smith. I mean, we have a 12 board of directors that have all been kind of pioneers in their own rights, and all have been really successful in the game or in the sport of football, with whether it's hiring coaches or being successful head coaches. And so really utilizing that experience of our board to help us put together the programming as we work to prepare future coaches, future head coaches, as well as their connections and ties to help promote the candidates that we vet. And then with the next hiring cycle coming up soon, to be able to produce a list of viable candidates that are minorities that have the ability to do the job.
And so why hasn't the Rooney Rule, which was introduced in 2003, why hasn't that yielded results? What have been the issues there, the pushback, and ultimately what needs to be changed there going forward?
Yeah, I can't speak specifically on the Rooney Rule. We have an organization that's an ally of ours, the Fritz Potter Alliance, that played a huge role in having the Rooney Rule implemented. I can tell you, as our organization, a coalition, is really delving into what are some of these roadblocks that have kept us from being able to have minority coaches have these opportunities that we want to fight and champion for. Why it hasn't been successful, I can't answer that question. I mean, that's a question that we're working hard as a coalition to figure out. But I do know our job and the job of the coalition is to figure out what the issues are. And as we continue to grow as an organization, we're going to work really hard through our preparation of our membership, through promoting the successful and highly trained coaches that are part of our organization. And then again, vetting the potential guys that we feel have the ability to go in, and if they're given an opportunity to interview or opportunities at these jobs, will have the tools necessary to have success once they get the job.
Coach, while we have you, 60% of college football players, men of color, only 20% of head coaches or top programs are minorities. The ratio is even worse in the NFL. You've got only 4 of 32 head coaches being minorities. In terms of numbers, is there a quantifiable goal that you look towards, a key performance indicator that you can kind of look at and set as a benchmark to prove whether or not the coalition, whether or not the movement and the initiative has seen success, and then what needs to change thereafter?
Yeah, I think the big thing, and it's easy to always want to look at numbers, and I deal with that as a head football coach. Everybody likes wins, but there's a process that goes into winning, and for me, that's what the coalition's job to do is to focus on the process of one, removing roadblocks, two, creating the awareness that we do have qualified individuals that are minorities that can do the job. So if we are able to help assist one more guy, one more minority coach obtain an opportunity to be a head coach, then I'll look at that as success. But our job is to make sure we do our part to champion all the members and minority coaches that are in this profession.
Mhm.
And we represent all levels. And, a lot of people put a lot of onus on the NFL head coaching job and the major college coaching job, but we represent youth coaches that want to be
Right.
high school coaches that want to be assistants in the college level. So we want to champion all of our members and all the minority coaches and help them and give them the necessary tools as well as promote the jobs they do,
Yeah.
the great jobs that they do to help them obtain the types of jobs that they want to have.
Hey, Coach, just very quickly, we got to know, when do you believe that the Big Ten will resume playing football this year?
I'm one of those guys, the sooner the better. But I'll say this, I have the utmost confidence in Commissioner Warren and the Big Ten staff, as well as our presidents and chancellors and the medical people that all are playing a key role in trying to help us return to play as quickly as we can, but as safely as well as healthy as we can. So I'm a sooner rather than later guy.
Yeah,
But again, I know there's a process that goes into it, and
of
as a
course.
head coach, as part of the Big Ten, total. I've got total confidence in the job that the people up top that makes these decisions will do.
This is the closest that I've ever come to playing Terrapin football. Thank you so much for joining us here today. The other time I was playing in a flag football tournament at your university's campus, so this is much better. Mike Locksley, he was the head football coach at the University of Maryland, joining us here today. Thanks so much, Coach.